Now entering the worst state in the union. We are on a little bit of a adventure. Us Michiganders coming to Ohio is a little bit like crossing into enemy territory. Not that I really care about football that much, but we are on a little bit of a mission, and I'm going to play a little guessing game with you guys. We're on the hunt for a vehicle that is four-wheel drive, has a Dana 60 front axle, and has a 208 transfer case, factory 456 gears, and a factory Detroit locker. What kind of vehicle do you think I'm talking about? Extra hint, it has a passenger side front diff drop. Any guesses? What we're after is a Cucv 3500. Why in the world are we after a Cucv 3500, you ask? Because it is everything you'd ever want to have in a great off-road vehicle that's excellent for accessing hunting and fishing and whatever you want to do. I was planning on having it as a cabin truck, so that way I could drive something up there that gets really good fuel economy and be able to use it up in the cabin. Also, we could throw it on a trailer and go take it wheeling, and in the long term, it may end up with a front locker, it may end up with an Off-Road Designs leaf spring kit, and it may end up with some bigger tires on it. I believe there's 33s on it right now. I think they're Coopers, and we're not committed yet to buying it, but we just drove 230 miles to go take a look at it, so we're certainly thinking about it. Condition is pretty normal back here. The new deck over is performing absolutely flawlessly. We've been doing about 73 the whole way down Michigan, and we're averaging 9.6 with this empty trailer. Those vertical ramps are miserable. So we're getting about 1.5 to 2 miles a gallon better than the Expedition did, doing about 10 mile an hour faster. So it definitely, the 7.3 is a pretty solid vehicle. And now that we're slowed down to Ohio speed limits, I was running late. Normally I wouldn't run 72, 73 for that long with a trailer, but it's empty and I was running late and I was trying to make up a little bit of time. And I would expect when we started the trip doing 56 or so for a long ways, we were averaging like 11.1. So I imagine we're going to be in that territory now that we are in enemy territory. I don't expect too much craziness here. I will hopefully be able to film loading it. We'll see. We'll see how, not confrontational, but people get busy and other people don't want to deal with YouTubers. They don't want to, I don't know what the guy's going to say if I have my wife film, loading the truck and strapping it down and all that stuff. He may prefer to not have that happen. We'll see what happens, but we will see how it goes. If it's not as rust-free and mechanically sound as it appears and as it was described, we're not coming home with it. But it was described as being basically 100% rust-free, besides one teeny little rust spot in the floor pan that is about a 1/2 inch wide and about 6 inches long. And to get a square body Chevy that clean, we're doing pretty good. So we will see what goes on. It is a daily driver for him, so I imagine it's going to be in pretty good shape. He sent me a video of it driving. I have no doubt it's going to be a pretty good vehicle. We're going to find out here very shortly. And you guys will be along somewhat for the ride. Like I said, I try not to burden other people with filming YouTube stuff, because not everyone is comfortable with someone walking around with a camera all the time. And we'll kind of go from there. I definitely feel like I missed an opportunity not filming loading the Cucv onto the trailer. However, when you're on other people's property, I guess grabbing a camera and filming what you're doing isn't high on your list. The most important thing is not damaging other people's property when you're doing it. All right, we are rolling with my new Cucv behind my truck, and it is truck number 69. How about that? It is a, whoops, can't see it with my hand in the way, can you? The 7.3 is towing it absolutely perfectly, and the new trailer is absolutely perfect. I did put it, truck facing forward, as you can see, and the reason for that is trucks aren't meant to go backwards. And with how much highway driving I'm going to do, I got 230 miles ahead of me to bring it home, and I wanted to have the front of the truck facing forward. And with the triple axles and the length of the trailer, I was easily able to get it lined up absolutely perfectly where it's towing just fine. Absolutely no sway, no nothing. The interesting thing about the Cucvs, and I wish I had gone down there being in like total total expert on it. I know a lot about CUCVs, but there's just a lot of the military stuff that I don't know, and I'm looking forward to learning more about it. If anybody is super into CUCVs or has a YouTube channel themselves that explains some of the inner workings of the lights and the other systems that are on the truck. I think there's a coolant heating system where you hook it up to another truck and it like brings the engine to life in the cold and things like that. So there's some cool things about it. There's also, I'm pretty sure there's a starting jack on it so that you can hook up a wire to it and jumpstart other vehicles. Now this is converted to 12 volt, so that won't really work anymore, but it is a pretty cool truck. The bumpers are extremely reinforced. The brush guard is pretty hefty. The rear bumper is ridiculous. The hitch and the connection to the hitch to the frame is pretty ridiculous. The frames are bigger because it's really a 1-ton as opposed to being like a K20 that's kind of a light duty 8-lug truck. It is definitely a true 1-ton, has a Dana 60, 456 gears, and it drives like it. Has a Detroit locker, which is functioning properly. It is really cool, and it has a sweet running 6.2. I am so excited to experiment some with the 6.2s. No, it's not a freaking race engine, and it never will be, but honestly, it drives pretty good. It drives better than a 350, and I'm assuming it gets 2x the fuel economy. I'm pretty excited to experiment with all these things. What am I planning on doing with this truck? Hunting, fishing, trapping, exploring off-road, the whole 9 yards, and having a great time in Michigan outdoors with this truck. I cannot wait. It's going to be a super amount of fun. It has some Cooper SST Pros. I have always wanted to try out these tires. I have friends who have run them on their trucks, and they work pretty well for what they are. It does not, it looks like it has a set of beadlocks. They're fake beadlocks. I'm assuming that they're Pro Comp steel wheels. They are going to serve us just fine for right now. The long-term goal is definitely going to be find out how capable this truck is in stock configuration, and definitely attempt to maximize its off-road performance with a front locker and you know, what we need to have a true off-road vehicle. I'm tired of wheeling my dailies. I will not wheel my Excursion anymore to any serious extent because it's now a classic truck, and I think that this is going to be super fun to have a true off-road capable truck that isn't my daily driver, and certainly isn't a truck like my Excursion that I'm going to try and keep super nice and enjoy on family road trips and things like that. So I am super excited for this. All I can say is the 7.3 is performing absolutely phenomenally. I've been going not Mach 10, I was late like I said, so I was running 73 with the trailer. We're going to run basically 60 home basically the entire way. It's going to take a little bit longer. I'm assuming that fuel economy will come up a little bit. Those ramps sticking up in the air now are covered by a more aerodynamic truck, and boy does it look cool back there. It looks so nasty sitting back there. It has a good roof, it has good floor pans, it has good rockers, cab corners, all that stuff. There's just a couple little spots here and there that are super small, super easy to fix. I know my way around metalwork. We will attack little things here and there as we have some time, but most importantly, we're going to enjoy it and play with it off-road. If something catastrophic happens to this engine, the plan is I have a Kodiak, a 4500 Kodiak LBZ in Allison 2350, which is an Allison 2000 6-speed. It was an LBZ Kodiak, so it's a 6-speed Kodiak engine, and I have both those ready to go. If something catastrophic was to happen to the 6.2 and we decided we wanted to experiment with a LBZ swap CUCV, that is the long-term goal, to have extreme fuel economy, extreme reliability. A transfer case hooked up to the Allison will be super sweet, great crawl ratio. It will be fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to that. In the meantime, we're going to enjoy it as is. We're going to learn more about the 6.2. IDIs are really, really cool. They run very, very well. A lot of old equipment that is super reliable are IDIs. This is an all mechanical engine as opposed to the 6.5 that had that swirly injection pump. So I'm really excited to see what it's like. It is naturally aspirated, just so everybody knows. So it's about a 460-mile round trip, about 230 miles loaded. The truck was getting about 9.7, 9.6 loaded, doing about 60 to 65, depending on the situation. Stability was absolutely perfect, never had a problem, never skipped a beat. The 7.3 is a really awesome power plant. I'm so excited to spend more time with the CUCV. Expect a lot more videos on it. Remember to subscribe.